Hi, I'm Vanessa Anderson.
And I'm Stephanie Cooley.
It's time to give ourselves a moment to be real, to express all of motherhood.
Mothering is beautiful. It's wonderful.
And you know what? It's fucked up too.
Come hang out with us. We're the real motherfuckers. In one of our episodes, Vacation Without Kids, Vanessa and I chat about a recent yoga retreat. It was peaceful, healing, relaxing, and not to be cheesy, but I'll say it anyway, it was life-changing.
While the retreat is in the past, we are still reaping the benefits today. This was my second year going to Mudra retreats, and they did not disappoint. Everyone involved just gets it.
They think of every detail. The sleepy, calm, and serene beachfront hotel. The food was beautifully presented and delicious.
Oh yes, I miss their hibiscus tea. Our yoga teacher was a true inspiration. Each class with her taught me something different and expanded my curiosity with movement and with mindfulness.
Reach out to us on Instagram, Real Motherfuckers Podcast, if you have questions on the retreat, and we're happy to answer them for you.
Yes, go to www.mudraretreats.com and use our link, RMFP, when you check out to support us. Well, welcome back, homie. Let me pour you some. So first of all, as I'm pouring this tea for Steph, she Googled what was the best tea in the world, and apparently this shit was one of the top notches. So I am excited.
Let's have
to
you
do this.
Try this.
And I have my lip gloss on that's supposedly going to make my lips bigger, and I forgot I had that in my purse and I never use it. So it's going to be an interesting combination.
Yeah, your lips look great.
Well, thank you. To have a plump lip enhancer, they're kind of numb. It's the best tea in the world.
Some good DSLs.
I know. My husband's not home. Poor guy. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Not best tea in the world,
not
though.
Best yet. Well, maybe that's our challenge.
Is to find the best tea in the world.
Best tea in the world. If you're listening and you have a best tea in the world, or you're a company that has a best tea in the world,
oh my
send
God,
it our
yeah.
way. We'll say.
Send it.
We drink tea all day. So.
For those of you watching, I just want to clarify something. I am not Ali Wong. When I put the glasses on, people think I am Ali Wong, which I love that compliment because that bitch is funny.
About 6 minutes ago, you did look like her. You were doing some Ali Wong shit, and up in here, I was like, whoa. Let's capitalize on it. Whatever, you're her extra. Like, you're her double. That's what it is. You're her double.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this episode is just me and you hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
We've taken, 3-4 weeks off from recording. We both have been doing a little bit of podcasting in the back end, but basically having a full break off. And we wanted to talk about our wintering away, not to be confused with withering away.
Yeah.
We were wintering away. We did it on purpose, and we wanted to check in and see how it went. Vanessa and I decided, you know what? We haven't caught up, but maybe we just should catch up on air.
Yeah. And you know what? When you just said that wintering, all of the other animals hibernate and they take their time.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that's what we needed to do, and we honored that.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt really good.
Yes.
Like I felt like my immune system got back in order, my nerves, just my schedule with my family and my life. I felt like I was able to tie odds and ends that were hanging in the ethers for so long and bring them back into myself.
Yeah.
To be able to feel whole and to be able to feel more centered and grounded. So it was good. I recommend it. And it was after we decided to take the break after Christmas, because you still have the hustle and bustle before. It's the social stuff. It's Christmas itself. So we said, okay, after that Christmas, that's when we officially took the break.
Yeah.
Which I think is the smartest, because if you take the Christmas week off, that ain't no fucking break.
No, it's not a break.
You are on. It's like a job. And it doesn't have to be. And that's, I think, what you and I are going to try to do and inspire to do, is make it more simple this next year all around. But yeah, if Christmas week was your break,
yeah,
I don't know if that's a break.
Well,
maybe
some
people
can't. I mean, that's the only break they get, you know.
Also,
like people who work in retail or whatever, those industries that don't take a break or actually ramp up a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know. I'm sorry, but thank you for being there for people, you know, and
exactly.
being there for us, grocery store workers, all of you.
Oh, yeah. There's that too.
And people who work in the shipping, like
Oh
UPS.
my shit. Oh God.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your work.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
And they have insane like quotas.
Yeah.
Unsafe. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we thought to do a little exercise of seed, bud, rose, thorn when we catch up.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to start off with a little story. I went through a meltdown, probably my biggest adult tantrum of my entire life.
Well, she sent me pictures, and I'm wondering what was up. Yeah,
okay.
Those tears were real. They were huge.
So, we went to Steamboat Springs, Colorado for a snowboard trip with other families, and this was our second year doing it. It was super fun. My kids have been in snowboarding camp and have been getting better, and my husband is a good snowboarder, and I was like, I did snowboarding in high school, I don't know, how many years ago was high school? A long time ago.
Well,
but now I'm realizing, like, I don't think I knew how to fucking snowboard back then. Okay, so I
just knew how to fall good.
Yeah, I guess, and so then I got back on and I was able to have this instructor who was amazing. And like, it's like you spend the whole day with the instructor, you're feeling good,
yeah, you're confident.
It's like the day you have to leave the hospital after your new baby and you're like, holy shit. They're going to allow me to leave this hospital by myself with this baby. And that's what I felt like going down the mountain for the first time without my instructor. And I went with my husband. And, he brought me up all the way to the top of the mountain.
What? So was it a black, a green?
It was not a black. It was a blue.
So blue is intermediate.
Blue is intermediate. Yeah. And also, like, the conditions are icy and,
that's
tough. And I'd been going on like baby green runs. Yeah,
Bunny Hill and
for sure.
Greens.
And I needed to be there for another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But then I went, and there's also this added pressure of like, I have an audience. And, he's like fucking whipping by,
your
looking all good. And I'm just falling all over the place. Like, just falling.
And when you fall on a snowboard, you're hooked in.
Oh my God. I just was like falling and then like trying to get up and being super focused on what my instructor told me and what we practiced. And I couldn't do any of it. And I'm just watching my husband watch me and not know what the fuck to do. He's like, what the hell do I do? Why did I get myself into this? And I'm going, oh my God, I hate this. Snowboarding is the stupidest fucking thing ever. Why would anybody ever want to do this? Yeah, that was me. And I'm sobbing and I'm like trying to go further. People are whizzing by.
Were you wobbling while you were crying?
I was like scooching, and then like falling over and then trying to get up over and over again. And I'm sobbing and then I have to stop so I can sob some more. I also think that it was residual. Like I was going through some stuff before this trip, like right before we went. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe it was the final release that I needed.
Yeah. That mountain, I mean, it's kind of symbolic if you think about it, because you literally were on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
And you had to deal with your shit on the way down.
And the only way to...
And there's only one way down.
Yeah, there's only one way down.
And you had to deal with it.
And I had to do it. And we ended up surviving barely. And then we ended up going on the other runs that were more my level. Because he was like, do you want to go home? I was like, yes, but no. I was like, I can't leave the mountain.
Pride is
with
a
this fucking, like, whatever you just saw, I cannot leave with like that. So then we went down some runs and I was like, I know how to snowboard. And so a couple days later, I went back up on the mountain and did some runs and like I practiced with the instructor again. Then I did some more runs by myself. And then I decided that I would go to the exact fucking run that I had my tantrum at. It was still terrible.
Yeah.
And I fell, but I didn't cry and I didn't hold the tantrum and I did it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like we are not a snowboarding family. We're a skiing family.
Yeah.
And my skill levels my kids are better than me now.
Yes.
Like they're just fast. They're fearless. They're lower to the ground. I carve. I'm good. You know, I'm there to like chill and like enjoy the scenery.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be frustrating, especially when it's icy. Like if you don't have the skills to maneuver and time it, you are fucked. That ice will screw you up. And it is. It's a fear thing. Like, I'm going to fall. I can get hurt. And I tried so hard and I'm not that good. There's all these like
honestly, if it
emotional things.
If it was just me trying to learn, I probably would have given up. But I decided that I'm going to keep going.
Good.
And it's because my kids and my husband are all doing better at snowboarding. And like with sports and other activities, I can be a spectator in my kids' sport off the side. With this, I can't. I have to go to be able to see my kids.
It's an experience, and it's really fun. I think you're absolutely right when it's a family experience to do those things. And it's cool because everyone has their growth spurts and everyone has their times when they challenge. Like when the kids go up a notch on the levels, they're going to go through it as well, you know, and they're going to fail. And it's the way we fail and get up is how they learn from us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Oh, I fully told my kids about my tantrum. I am fully on board with showing my kids that I am a human being and I'm not invincible and whatever, you know,
totally.
Want to make sure that they know that like I'm a human too. So I think they got a kick out of that.
That's great. No, I got a kick out of watching your journey, whatever you started sharing, but I was a little concerned. Just for a moment, I was like, what is happening to Stephanie?
I'm pretty sure my husband was debating on leaving me that day.
Oh, man. I think we all have those moments. Everyone has their BF, right? Yeah. Their little bitch fit. Well, I'm glad that you came back and that it turned around for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just picturing you at the top of the mountain before we move on, but with the song from Fleetwood Mac, you know, the landslide, you know?
Yeah, you're going to sing it?
Yeah, no.
Dang it.
Climbed the mountain, then I turned around, and you're like fucking saw your reflection, and then you went for it. That's what I'm picturing, like this slow. I would tell you, I'm cinematic in my mind when I picture things.
You're just live a romance novel.
I do. I really do.
I love it.
I know. It's like Ramona and Beezus. I'm definitely Ramona when she like imagines shit happening.
Oh, I love that book.
Yeah. I feel like I'm very Ramona-like, but I'm glad you made it through. I think while you were climbing your mountain, I had my own mountain to climb.
Okay.
My mom got diagnosed with cancer, and it was tough.
Yeah.
It was a tough go. I had a really emotional week that I allowed myself to have.
Yeah.
And apparently I'm having a moment now. And
right.
Just, I think you realize the shifts in life, and those are the moments where you realize none of us are here forever. We're precious.
That's the one sure thing in life is that we all die.
The one sure thing is just when, you know, and you just have like this timing thing. She's not gonna pass, thank God. You know, not today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of great people working with her, and we have so much family and friends. And I guess that's why I'm emotional. I just want to really thank everybody that's reached out and continues to reach out to our family, because that's what keeps us going.
Yeah.
And
I can't wait to go over to your mom's house and have her soup.
We'll have it soon. And I am so proud of her. She's doing so well. Like, she's doing what it takes every day to make it a better day. She's doing everything from health to mental health to physical health. She's doing it. And I feel like maybe that's her lesson in this is, you know, that I feel like I always saw her as like, one of a procrastinator or some of this stuff. But now I feel it's like she's seizing the moment and seizing the day. And it's great to see that. And it's great to see her as her daughter handling it with grace.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning that from her now. But that was like the big hit to my start. But I do have to say that it made me feel so back to my soul, back to my roots, meaning all the external stuff that's been going on does not matter to me as much at all. Like, I
Tell me something you brushed off.
Just the chores I can't get to, or the projects I can't get to. I'll just say tasks in general,
Right.
like not sweating. I'd be like, it didn't get done, but guess what? I got to spend time with my mom all day. I got to sit and be present with everybody. And that's the thing that I really got out of this vacation, is being present with everybody I have a conversation with.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can't be, letting them know right now I cannot be, but can you give me a moment so I can be? Because I don't want to have moments slip by with any of my friends or family where it's not genuine and I'm not fully there for you. And that's been like my awakening.
This has reminded me about when my husband is going through something really tough and shitty. He often says out loud, okay, there is a lesson to this. I just have to figure out what that lesson is.
Absolutely. And I do have to say, I've never been, I would say, a depressed person, but I did get a chunk of what that feels like. Mm-hmm. And I do cold plunges, and when I did a few of the beginning ones, and you could relate because we've done this and you felt the same thing, as I did feel numb. Mm-hmm. I did feel like I could stay in there forever, where usually I'm like, oh my God, I still have a minute. I was just like, I wanted to be in there longer.
I could have been in there longer that day.
Yeah. Like I wanted to just be in there longer. And I was like, wow, what is this? I had never felt that. And anyway, so a lot of my healthy habits helped me get through this already. You know, my exercising, my cold plunging, my routine, my gratitude. And
that's really cool how the things you've already been doing, you've been proactive in your life. And so that when something hits you hard, those tools worked. A lot of us take a reactive approach, which is okay too. You know, we all figure it out when it's our time and when we need to realize it. But I think that's really cool that all the things that crazy ass dipping your vagina in ice really helped you when it was time.
No, it did. It helps you focus and come within. And I just feel just grateful, you know, and yes, going back to what you said about Gabe, I did say, okay, well, this is obviously a lesson, but it's also a season of life, you know, and we are middle-aged, and there is going to be things that we're going to be facing on this end of our life that's going to be tough. You know, we're going to have losses, friends, family. It's just, that's what life is. It's got the seasons, you know. Right now we're at the beginning of beautiful fall harvest, right? Like we're at the
winter.
Well, in our lives, not in general, you know.
That's right. Yes.
We were spring little chickens, and summer was our 20s and our teens, and now we're fall because we are harvesting from what we've learned there, and we're, you know, fruitful. And then, you know, the leaves will start to fall, you know.
I forgot about this.
Yeah.
Looking at our life as seasons. As seasons.
Yeah. And when we did our last moon ceremony, that was kind of the theme of I didn't think about it, but it was the theme of my goals for the year, my intentions. I had all that. I had seeds at the base. That's what's funny what you did yesterday. Because yesterday I almost called you my daughter. Steph goes, well, let's do seed, bud, rose, and thorn. And I thought, oh shit. When I looked at my intentions, I'm like, well, that's kind of what I had on there. I had my seeds on the base. I had my different seasons throughout what I aspire to feel or do. And it really is that, you know? So anyway, that was the thing that was kind of hard to start the holiday season with, but also a beautiful thing because it made every moment and every part of our celebration more meaningful. Anything we did together. Like I was like storing it all, you know what I mean? Because we didn't have answers yet until the beginning of this year. So we didn't know like what stage or like what was going to happen. So it was like, okay, where are we here with this? Is this, you know, our last? I went there like, is this my last time having Christmas with my mom? Like, is this the last time doing a lot of these things? So it's hard to go there because I even went deeper. I'm like, why does it hurt to lose a mother? And I answered the question to myself. They're your first human contact. They're the ones you live in on this earth. They're your nurturers. And to think that resource and spirit and person will not be there for you is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Because they, at the end of the day, no matter how many best friends you have, there's no hug like your mother's.
Mm-hmm.
There's no comfort like your mother's. And that was hard for me, and that was what I mourned.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't have to mourn that. I just know it's a time of life, and that I will just cherish every second I have, and I'm going to do it even more now. And I know we're going to have more time together because her stage is so hopeful. So it's so like celebration, and it was almost, my gift was that I went there, and now I have more time, and now it's like a gift to know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And anyway, moving forward from that, you know, we had lots of good personal stuff. My children have had to, they know what's going on, and that's been hard for them. At the beginning, my daughter was like, I don't want my grandma to die. And that was like the hardest part for me to hear. And so they're dealing with, you know, what mortality is, especially someone that they love and has always been there for them as a second mother. So that's been tough, but I do have to say, you know, anyone that, if a friend or someone you know is going through what my family's going through, it is so nice to have people reach out and just even say, how are you doing with it? It makes the world turn. It really does. Or just a note, or just a text, or a call. Like, I just want to know how you're doing, and I'm thinking of you. Like, I really feel that fuels us.
Yeah.
It's been such a beautiful, I know who my tribe is.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And yeah, so I kept the rest of my life simple, though, Steph. Like, after the holidays, I just, like I said, got back to clearing things around me so that anything that happens here forward, I feel like grounded and decluttered and free. And the things that haven't been done, I'm okay with. I'm okay with my house not being perfect.
Yeah.
Now I'm okay with, you know, a lot of things not needing to be up to my standards like I usually have them.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah. It really is. At the end of the day, I'm like, I'm going to die naked. My house will be fucking auctioned or sold. And someone will demolish what I spent, I don't know, thousands of hours doing. Like, it's just, I'm learning, like, do it because I enjoy it. And also if it's necessary to keep a structural part of my home. But I'm not going to, like, freak out because it's not this. And that's where having a Hollywood mind kind of messes you up, because I have in my mind how I want it to be. But so yeah, we just stuck around. We had a fire station Christmas, which was great, and my parents came, and then we stayed home. Got to live your ski trip first before I went on mine.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. It was really fun.
I did my ski trip on the busiest ski week of the year.
Yeah, and I did that last year. And that was...
Which it wasn't bad. Steamboat Springs is actually really cool because, like I told you, there's no line to wait to get on the lift or the gondola.
Awesome.
Yeah. If the line's max like 5 minutes long.
That's amazing.
It's a very family-friendly ski town, but you had it even better because no one's there.
No one's there. I went the week after everybody went back to school. I went the week everyone went back to school.
Yeah.
So after I went on the week of the 6th, and we needed that time as a family. We got to see my husband's side of the family, which is really great. And I took the time to really practice being present with my kids to see where they are in their life. And it's interesting, the feedback that I got from them and the things that they shared with me that I knew, but I ended up seeing the root to the reason they were having those feelings. So it was really nice. And then we would have our mini dates on the ski lift. I would take my son and we would talk for the 10 minutes and we would come down and we would wait. And then the next run, it would be me and my daughter, and my husband would have the opposite child. And it was really cool. And they skied their asses off, and we were all sore. We were laughing, but I didn't fall. I almost did. You know, when my kids would fall, they're like, oh my God, I fell. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Let me help you up, you know? And it was nice getting to know other people and just seeing the dynamic of quality time with families. I think that's so important. Just is.
Should we go through our seed?
Sure. You go first.
Okay. Okay, so My seed is that I've sprinkled some seeds around what I will call my mood. I have deal with with depression, anxiety. I've been talking to my coach about different ways to look at it, and maybe I don't label it that. Maybe I talk about it as my mood or just my emotional wealth. So I've been doing different things like there are these other therapies that I've been doing that are alternative. One of them is, well, the biggest thing is today's my first day. I've been slowly weaning off of the antidepressants and
didn't know that.
Anxiety medication. So today's my first day of having 0.
Wow.
I think I look normal.
Yeah. I think you're like amazing today. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so I've been doing all kinds of different like alternative therapies. I've been microdosing mushrooms. There's this one company, it's just like one ingredient of mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not tripping out, guys.
I know.
It's just microdosing. You don't feel anything.
Yeah.
And there are these other therapies that I've done where it's like this tapping thing I've done with a guy named Dr. Pratt.
That's my seed.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Go for it.
I love that. Oh my God. Energetically, we're the same thing. Okay. So, talking about changing the conversations with myself, talking about, there's this thing called heart math that my coach has introduced to me to. I should share it with you. I'll share it with you guys too. It's just this thing that measures like your heart rate and like your breathing and how you kind of have combined the two to kind of like make sure they're cohesive. And also it gives you a sense of like what's happening to you now. Like
are you stressed?
Yeah. And so it kind of just puts you in the moment of like seeing what's happening to you inside so you can maybe regulate what's happening to you.
Okay, now I understand what my husband's been doing because he's been doing that shit.
Okay. Yeah, I should show you the thing. It's like I think you can also do it without the tool, but right now as a beginner, it's like this thing that you clip onto your earlobe and you stick onto the collar of your shirt, and then it connects to this app, and then like basically you breathe with it, and then it shows you your heart rate at the same time.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's cool. Yeah, my husband does it the old school way. We have a blood
pressure thing. Yeah.
And then he checks his heart with the stethoscope, and then he times it because he knows all that shit, and then he knows what level he needs to be, and he'll be like, yeah, I was stressed out. Like,
I would like to do that because it always weirds me out. I'm like, there's Bluetooth shit running through me.
Yeah, ours is 1980s.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my seed, is I've sprinkled some new seeds over my old seeds. I still think that the antidepressant and anti-anxiety medication, the SSRIs that I've taken, they helped me in that stage of my life that I needed. They weren't serving me. And so I got to try something new. And that's kind of just my mantra with all of this is just don't be stuck on the thing, just because you said it worked before and it maybe doesn't work now, and it's okay to change.
Absolutely. And things do change. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my seed starts with the tapping.
Yeah.
And it's the, like the pressure points between the forehead, underneath the nose, chin, the chest. There's parts in your arms. And
did you is there one with the top of your head?
Yes.
And then over back here behind your armpits, you're like, I love myself.
Yeah,
I love myself.
Exactly,
I love myself.
Exactly. So it's this healing method that's also a spiritual element to it. But essentially it's, say you have, an example would be you don't feel like you're loved by a family member. I'm not saying this is my example. I'll give you my example. Mine is like the fear of losing like my husband, right? And what he does. So it's like letting go of that fear of I'm going to lose him someday. Yeah. And I just have to accept that. So accepting that loss. And that's maybe what my theme is accepting loss in general, because it keeps coming up in different parts of my life. I'm going to transition my career. I'm losing a chunk of my career, and not losing it, but not doing it as full time as I used to. People, friendships, and being okay to let those things go if it's their time to go.
Yeah.
Like accepting it and not holding on to this tight grip. Like you can't leave. You know what I mean? Like really accepting, letting go when it is time to let go.
Yeah.
And I have such a tight grip on things when I don't want them to let go that I need to loosen my bindings a bit.
Yeah.
So that's one of the major ones for me. And so I've been working on that. And also, I've worked on this before, but really being okay with if someone's around me and it's not what I agree with or what they are not what I agree with, being okay and accepting them for who they are and also thanking them for the lessons they're giving me.
Yeah, right.
And that's my other thing is not getting worked up if someone cuts me off or not getting worked up if someone's rude to me, but being like, wow, what made that person get to that point in their day or in their life that they feel that.
Right.
You know, instead of me.
That's this fucking podcast, right?
Yeah, right.
You know?
And not meeting them at that level, but being compassionate enough to say sorry for your stuff.
I honestly think that everybody should, listen to people as if they are a host of a podcast. Honestly, it's such a good practice because you are forced to listen. Not forced, but you want to honor and respect your guests and let them talk. And you don't want to interject. You don't want to push, it just allows you to really listen to what they're saying.
Absolutely. And I've done that with my kids too. I feel like, our family members that live in your home, let's all admit, we can be our most selves with them. So you can be an asshole to your family. You can also be fabulous to your family. But when we can be mean, we can be so mean to our family.
Oh my God, I know.
Right? And and they're the people we love the most. So it's it hurts. So I'm trying to be I don't want to rewind fucking moments. I want to just put a pause button and I actually touch my hand. It's really funny because it's the tap. I'll actually tap the center of my palm to pause and reflect what I'm doing.
Is that a pressure point?
Yeah, and I'm doing it right now. I'm not because I feel like I need to, but I purposely press down till I feel like an indention, and I'm pausing. Say I'm getting worked up about something my kids are doing, and I pause. I'm okay, why am I upset? That's my first question. Why am I upset? Okay, I acknowledge that. Okay, well then what can we do? What are the kids doing? What are their needs? Why are they fighting?
Okay, so this is what you do. So you literally do this. Oh my God, on my fucking vision board, I'll show you guys a video or thing. I put pause and wait under my section for family and raising, my family.
Pause it.
Pause.
Pause. Oh my God. Yesterday, because it was a long day for me and they fighting at the end.
Oh my God.
And I haven't cut my nails. I had nail that pause button was on full blast. I'm
Yeah. I had just, actually my daughter and I were mulling through pages of magazines trying to find the letters for pause and wait. So she knew exactly what I was putting this for. I was I really am working on trying to pause and wait before I react to you because I'm a shitty mom sometimes with overreacting and I don't pause and it's immediate. I'm gonna rage right now. And that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so, I talked to her about that. And so we were going through and made that whole vision board thing, put it up there. I literally did it that night. And I was what the fuck? So I'm how do I get myself out of it? I love this. If I can remember put my fingers in my palm.
And I don't lift up until I'm done with my answers.
Okay.
And when my kids see,
we're just going to be looking like Jesus Christ.
I know.
It's stuff in our
fucking doing something. So my kids are starting to pick up on it because I'm this when I'm watching them.
Oh, that's probably a good indicator, right?
Yeah, and they're
uh-oh.
They're all, she's thinking.
Oh shit, walk away. Mom's got her hands in her hand.
I'm just think about what we're going to do here, And it's I want it to be a learning situation. I think life has its natural consequences, and I've told this to my kids. Some people want to punish their children, and that's the way they do it. That's on the way you want to do it. But for me, it's life has consequences on its own. I always tell me, if I do something bad, I'm going to put in jail. And the consequences to what you're doing is you got a bruised lip. You guys aren't going to pay. That thing is broken. That's your consequence. And what we do at our house is you took 5 minutes away from me to figure this out. You're going to give me the 5 minutes back. You're going to help me with dishes for 5 minutes. You're going to help me with chores for 5 minutes. But I also bond with them when we do that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I like that. Take taking note of that one.
whew, it's been a thing. So anyway, that's my seed.
I love it. Okay.
I loved yours too. It's pretty cool.
What's your bud? Bud.
You go.
Okay.
I just went.
Oh, you know what? How poetic here. My bud is that I'm making new buddies. With the ski trip that I went on, it's all my husband's friends and their families. And so my husband and his friends go to several trips a year and they have a blast together. And all of us wives were like, we would love each other, but we never see each other.
You don't spend time.
We don't spend time with each other unless it's like this. And we don't want our fucking husbands there. Bye-bye. So we talked about wanting to get together and do a trip together. And I remember that night thinking like, this is so cool. We should. And then you know how it goes. It's like then the day after goes and you don't do it. And then a whole year goes by and like, we never made the trip.
This is our trip.
Right? And so I was surprised the next morning. Two of the ladies were like, we booked our airline tickets and we booked our room for the hotel. And it was just, I appreciated that they're like, let's fuck it. Let's do it.
Let's move forward.
They didn't even check to see if the dates worked. They didn't. But it was like one of those things like, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. And I love that they did that. So we have our trip coming up in May. And I'm excited to just find or, just get to know a new group of women that it's like I've known them surface level. And I'm excited to get to know them more deeply.
It's time to have a friendship.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there is timing in things. Like sometimes you're not, could have maybe 5 years ago or 3 years ago, it wouldn't have worked out to be friends. But maybe now you guys are at a place where you're all kind of
It's like our friendships with our moms here, like we've all known each other for so many years and like we barely just started
connecting.
Yeah.
The bud, I feel like there's a few ways I can go with this.
Okay.
I lost my first dog 4 years ago. And he was my first baby, like, ever. I never had a dog. And he was like my life, Gizmo. And
check out this picture of Gizmo. He's so cute.
Yeah. I'll totally be sharing that. Anyway, he, I just couldn't find it in my heart. I lost him the year of COVID, like the month before, the day before my birthday. And I was like, this loss is so big that I don't think I could do this again. Like, I loved this little cute animal so much that the loss is not worth starting again. But this Christmas, I opened my heart and my bud is trying again and opening my heart to a puppy, I thought. Well, now I got 2 Shih Tzus. And because they were the last 2 in the litter and I couldn't not leave one there. Yes. I mean, I felt horrible leaving the last one there. Yeah. And I was going to choose either of them anyway. So now I'm a new fur mom to two new puppies, and it's like having kids again, right?
My gosh.
I knew what I was getting into. I was like, I'm going to have to pick up shit and pee and the puppy pads.
Shih Tzus with double Shih Tzus.
With double shit. But they're so cute. Oh my God.
They're little fucking butt tail.
Oh my God.
Wag. It's so cute.
We'll put that in now too. I wake up and I cannot wait. I woke up at 4 a.m. the day after we got him, and I just like laid there and let them kiss me. And it was like this joy that I was like, this is why the hurt so much, because there's so much joy in having them.
Yeah.
So it was having a bud from a seed I wanted it to be dormant.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, why am I going to shut that? If there's a heavy loss, it's because it was worth to love.
Yeah.
So that's where I am with that. And I'm very much enjoying them.
Yes.
I know.
Oh my goodness. And I need to meet them still.
You do.
I've just seen videos and then play them 6 times.
Anaid held them for 45 minutes. She was babysitting.
It's like a baby.
She was babysitting them, not our kids. I'm like, take care of the dog. She's like, yay. It's super cute.
Okay. What's your rose?
I think my rose, and this is interesting. So I don't know, people probably can't see it yet, but
what?
I think I'm definitely opening up to my new middle, going in transition into being older, and really accepting my externals. My hair, I'm letting it go white because that's the color I have. I'm accepting that I'm getting wiser and older, but that my outsides are changing. And instead of resisting them, I'm embracing them and I'm seeing the beauty of it, because it used to be the opposite for me a couple of years ago. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm getting older. I don't think I'll dye my hair. And it feels so fucking liberating to just accept what's going to happen. And I feel so free, and I actually feel more beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like that full rose. Like I feel like, wow, I'm that rose. And that it's just, it feels really satisfying to celebrate my lines, to celebrate my hair.
Yeah.
And you had a part to do with that, because you haven't dyed your hair in how many years?
Many years, yeah.
So I thought, fuck it.
It was laziness, honestly. I was like, fucking, I don't want to.
Well, mine was vanity. I have to say, like, I even went Madison Reed during COVID, man. Like, I ordered that freaking shit. I'm like, I am not going to have this. And it just became ridiculous. I'm like, why am I covering this up every 4 to 6 weeks?
That's what I was like, this sucks. I don't want to have to do this over and over again.
No, and I'm like, you know what? And I don't want to have to, when I do decide to do it, I don't want to have I don't want to have a whole crop of gray, like be half of my, like, skin.
I know. That was the reason I saw like my sisters and my mom deal with the like very stark line.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I just let this do it naturally, then it won't be such a huge fiasco to deal with later.
And then the money I'm saving, fuck.
Yeah.
And the time. And then and not only that, I'm also modeling to my daughter. And I'm the first one in my family to not dye my hair after like 45.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not 45 yet, but do you know what I mean? Like my grandma passed away at 93. Her hair was dyed, girl.
Yeah.
Like she was not going down like that. Like she was like, fucking dye my hair. I can't see anymore. And she was blind, but she's like, you better be dyeing my fucking hair.
Yes.
So, I didn't grow up with that being the mindset,
right.
But I love seeing women that have done that.
Yeah.
That
me
have
too.
done that, and it's cool to do it with you. I do have to say you helped with that process, and a lot of our friends. So that's a big one for me.
You look like a lovely rose.
Oh, thank you. What's your rose?
My rose also has to do sort of with hair. My mom, who has purple hair. As you know, she was a guest the last episode we had for the holidays. And I was just thinking about how my mom is like a freaking rose. When I did that interview with her, it was so fun to do it with her. And I realized afterward that if I had interviewed her 10 years earlier, that wouldn't have been the same conversation. My mom, it's been really cool to see my mom evolve and grow. And she's almost 80, and
she seems so alive.
And so like, it's like, hello, just because we're getting older doesn't mean we just become stale and stagnant. We don't,
it's a choice.
We have a choice to like continue to grow and evolve. And, my mom, I think, spent her whole life for someone else, other people, her children, her career, her husband. Now she's retired and has zero responsibilities. And my mom is just like living life, and she's doing whatever the fuck she wants. Like,
you can see she's so happy.
Yeah.
And in your interview, when she's talking about dancing with those boys and some of them stinking and stuff, I swear to God, she did not look 80. Like, as she was speaking, I felt like she was like a teenage girl again. Like, she went there, and it was so sweet to see that. Like, our spirit can transcend. And it was so beautiful to see that. Do you feel like you want to have more one-on-ones with your mom since having that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did it spark that for you to like be like, I just need to go see her, like just myself, and have a date with her?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. She also just, I don't know, just doesn't give a fuck. And I love it.
You don't give a fuck either. You don't. You're one of the people that just don't. If you ever get invited to Stephanie's house, she bitch wants to go to sleep. She's not like, like me. I'd be like, I gotta put the kids to bed, and I'll have subtle subtle statements. Steph will be all, bye. Get the fuck out of my house.
I gotta go, bye.
Yeah, she goes, yeah, that's what she said. She doesn't even say, I'm getting tired. There's no explanation. I gotta go, bye. And if you gotta go, it's just bye. Get the fuck out of my house.
Oh, yeah.
So
nothing personal. I just
feeling
it. I just gotta go. Bye.
That's who you are. No, and I'm not, I don't know. I like people who are direct, so it's worked out. Well, the thorn.
Yeah. Are you going to want to go to? Do you want to do your thorn, or did you talk about it already?
I feel like at my mom's was in the beginning, and I've turned it into something else. But that definitely was my thorn. I had a lot of hurt with that.
Okay, I talked about what I was going through, and I wanted to read something that I wrote. Dang, where is it? Hold on. Okay. Julius, cut this out while I'm looking for it, okay, babe?
No, don't do
it. The pressure to fill in space.
I know.
Sometimes I'm like, that's stupid.
Well, we're not Joe Rogan yet. We don't got Jamie. See, we should have Anaid sitting on the couch. Anaid, look up. What's it called?
Yeah, I know, huh?
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I know.
So
Real time.
We're going to get there, listeners, but you motherfuckers got to pass us on so we can get a Jamie up in here like Joe Rogan.
Yeah. That's on our Anaid. Okay. I tried a cold plunge for the first time in 50-degree Fahrenheit water for 3 minutes to snap myself out of my low. The good news is I did it. The interesting news is that I was able to do it because my mind was out of my body. This is what you would call a disassociation, and when I reflect on it, my teeth didn't chatter nor did I feel cold. Weird. I'm sleeping deeply and waking up exhausted. If I could, I'd be completely alone right now, and yet I hosted 21 people at my house on Saturday. My swings are hard. I've reacted harshly toward my children and then sobbed about wanting to no longer live on this earth anymore. I know human touch and connection are good for me, but when I make myself do it, it feels forced and sometimes terrible. Intellectually, I know this is the depression doing its work on my soul, yet I can't shake the feeling. 2 things can be true at the same time. I know I'll be okay. I just don't know when, and I'm trying to tell myself it's okay to not know when. So my thorn was obviously my low.
Mm-hmm. And I saw it.
It was a depth of I didn't want to be a mom. I didn't want to be here anymore. And I'm not there anymore. It's interesting to talk about it after the fact.
So there's this when we went to Pam's pool. This is okay. So I was there with her.
She was there, and that's the first. I don't do cold, by the way.
I made these bitches do it.
I don't do fucking cold. Yeah. I have an ice bath at my house, and that thing literally I've dipped my teeny tiny finger in it, and that's it.
Yeah. No. Well, I when I do something and it works for me, I want everyone to do it because I like to share health and wealth and happiness. So I was like, y'all want to freeze your pussies with me? And so we all did it.
So we all did it,
and it was for 3 minutes because I was watching everyone's reaction because I was there as a supporter.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, when we went on our trip, Steph and I were both cold getting out of a Caribbean Ocean, okay? Like, we were cold, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we were like, fuck it. We're showering together because we don't want to wait for the hot water, So anyway, I know how she hates cold.
Yeah.
So when I was watching you, I was like,
what's happening?
I was like interested. I wanted to give you your space so I didn't stare at you like a fucking, attraction or anything. Yeah. But when I was glancing at you, I was noticing how internal you were and how you had no reaction to it. Where if you were Stephanie right now, you'd be like, fuck this shit. I'm only going to go in. Fuck this. And, you would have had like a different physical reaction to it.
The most bizarre experience ever.
It looked bizarre.
Yeah.
Like for you.
Like it was like my soul was pulled out of my body and just being like, cool, this bitch is getting cold. I could just not.
And I could see that.
It was the most bizarre thing.
And even your positioning of where we were, because I like sitting on the last stair, so it's up to my neck.
I even went full into the pool. I didn't even go like close to the edge where I can race out.
You went straight up, but then you even went away from us. And then you had your own space. You kind of went to the corner of the pool, and I was like, okay, I'm the kind of person that observes spatial dynamics.
Interesting.
So I'm like, all right, she's away. She needs her little stuff. And it was cool to see you do that. But it was interesting what you said because I finally understood what you mean when I went in it the following week after my mom's news, and I was able to feel what you felt, a snippet of it.
Like the disassociation.
Yeah. And not that I've ever gone there, like I want to like hurt myself to feel alive or anything. But then I like realize if some people go to that place where it's like the deepest level or deepest vibration, the lowest vibration, how you almost need that physical hurt or when people cut themselves to feel like, am I still here?
Mm-hmm.
I never understood that
Mm-hmm.
until that moment. Not saying I had that
Right.
wanting or yearning, but I could relate and
Mm-hmm.
be more understanding to those who do those things to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Yeah.
So the fact that I went a quarter of the way to where you've gone, and you battle that frequently, God, I know how hard it is, but I felt how hard it was a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's hard.
I feel good now. I know that there's likely going to be another one of these in the future, and I'm hoping that I can just have a different tool set to like look at it in a different way or deal with it or push my hand in my palm or, like all these different tool sets that I'm trying to incorporate into my life to deal with it.
And I'm so proud of you because, Steph, you don't just sit around and see an easy way out. You work every day with something that helps you, like you told me, be proactive for yourself and your family. The journaling, the therapies, the yoga, what you drink, what you eat, what you don't drink, what you don't eat.
Yeah.
It's all encompassing those small, one of the best like nutritional overall health statements I ever heard in my early 20s was every small decision you make that's healthy, whether it be for your mind, your heart, your soul, or your body, ends up becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And all those little chains will connect at one, and it'll make this long, healthy road where it's not these fragmented pieces of bad decisions.
This. Yeah.
And just like if you went the other way, like think of it, if you eat rotten, bad food or bad thoughts, that's what gives you your heart failure. That's what gives you, because those little arteries start getting clogged up slowly but surely. You're going the opposite direction. You're making a beautiful highway for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's so cool.
Thank you. You know what? I have a sticker here that says, "You are how you think."
It is.
It's a nice little reminder.
It is. And when you have those shitty thoughts, and I tell this to my yoga students, give your shit to the earth, because the earth makes fertilizer and creates beautiful things.
I love that.
Release it to your feet and inhale the good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a reminder for the folks who are thinking of their thorn. What happens to you when you get poked by a thorn? You bleed. You have a jolt, an instant reminder that something poked you and you felt it. But you can also think of it as a lovely reminder that you're alive.
Absolutely. And guess what? Roses love blood.
Yeah.
When they take your blood, they're like the vampires of plants.
Love it.
When they take your blood, they need the iron. It's their vitamins. So you're nourishing something that gives you something. And the thing that's gotten me through my personal, hard time with my mom is I've been reading lots of books, and one of them said, through your biggest challenges in life come your biggest purpose.
Yeah.
A purpose is coming out of this. And I do feel it manifesting within me. So use those hard times to learn, to be uncomfortable, to grow.
Yeah.
And when we come out, what did we learn and how can we pay it forward to another person? So, yes.
It's 54 minutes.
Yeah. Are you all tired of hearing us? We can stop our chat now. We just wanted to catch up with everybody, and we have such a hell of a year, this beginning of the year. The people we've had and the people that will be coming on, it's just, God, so phenomenal that people have the courage to come onto this platform and speak their true feelings to us and others in the world and share so other people can learn and not feel alone. And I'm telling you what, the next few episodes, especially, and all of them, I feel like they are just... We
have so many lined up.
That
are so cool and so different. And I'm so excited to hear about everybody's story.
Yes. And if you are a listener and you have a story, or someone that has a story that would help somebody or inspire somebody or get somebody through or just even make somebody laugh.
Yeah.
Please contact us.
Yeah. I want to make sure we don't give a shit if that person has a platform. We don't give a shit if nobody follows them. Like, we just want to hear good stories.
Yeah.
And We'd love to hear from all any of you guys. We would just love hearing from you. Direct messages, comments, anything.
Yeah.
It makes us so happy to get interaction with you guys.
Absolutely. And everyone has a story. What's yours? If you want to share it, let's hear it.
Yes. Thank you for listening or watching.
Yeah.
Bye.
If you'd like to keep up with the latest, see more shenanigans, or just connect with us, go to Instagram, where you'll find us at Real Motherfuckers Podcast.
And also, if you'd like to see some real juicy mama boobs, you can see it in action on YouTube, also at Real Motherfuckers Podcast.
And enough with the free Costco samples.
You can start paying up. Actually, you can also just support us monetarily on Patreon, where you'll get some more cool exclusive content. And you can find us there at
Real Motherfuckers Podcast.
We fuck up on this show.
Yeah.
Nothing's perfect.
Hence the name.